I was flipping through the Twitter. Twitter creates the outrage machine. Oh, look at this. We're going to put it on a stable platform for viewing and making a video. In the wire. I saw a thing that said the common language originated in the city of Sigil. I told you they were going to make it the center of their everything. Dorklandia believes everything centers around Dorklandia. That they're the center of the universe. And although I intend to never play corporate D&D, I ignored the microtransactions because, hey, we fucking told you they were going to make it a video game and keep their hand in your pocket all the time. But no one really listened. Called us names, grognards, and bitter old racists, blah, 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 whatever. But here we go. The thing about making the language and culture all originating from Sigil is to put it in their lore for the entire brand, because they believe what they put out now abrogates everything that came before for lore and cult in the game, right? So that's their new D&D lore, which means your common language at your table while playing D&D originated there. There is no... The multicultural center is the center of all language and culture. Get it? It's fucking lizard people, man. I'm telling you. That's not how language originates. Language is a bottom-up thing, much like quite a few things. And that's how language changes from the bottom up. And by saying it's there, they are saying they are simultaneously at the top and the bottom, controlling all language and thus all communication. In most of our games, we barely pay attention to the word common, but it is loosely defined as a trade language that grew to take over the entire realm. And it's just a matter of fact, makes it easier to run your game. We just speak common, and the races have their own races, which would be like your subdialects, but the trade language took over. It made it really easy to run a game, because the fancy games don't overthink it, because it'll bog down your game, and a lot of players are going to be spending a lot of time learning languages, or they're going to be functionally illiterate in other areas of the world they travel to. Now, I've been in games where every region had a language. You had to roll the language. We had to learn the language. Or if you thought ahead as a player character, you chose those languages. You're going to be in those areas. Like this region, this region, this region. It would behoove me to speak these three languages, starting. And some arcane or ancient tongue or trade-related thing. But no. Common. We simplified it and glossed over it, and then you have people come along and say, oh, it's a synergy. It all comes from Sigil. Everything comes from Sigil. The multicultural melting pot, the template for the entire multiverse is Sigil. I hated playing this game when it came out, and I really hate it now. It was always geared towards your urbanite type of player who couldn't. But anyway. He never stops. Each tweak and tweet is an insult, in my opinion. And this is so minor, I shouldn't be upset about it. And I'm not really upset. I just think it's like, ugh. It's like that, ugh. It's like pet peeve stuff. It's not enough for actual outrage. There's stuff going on in this world right now that have enough outrage building in my soul that it's insane levels of aggravation. But in the game, it's more like pet peeve stuff. It's like when you see people litter among fucking people, or my kids and grandkids living half drank open containers laying around the house. It just pet peeve pisses me off. but it's not a world-shattering thing. I'm never playing their stupid fucking perversion of a game that gave me such much joy as a child, right? And as an adult, it's a little more grimmer, more fun. I run Dragon Slayer now and Old School Essentials in the vein of the golden age of our hobby. And there's a lot of people who want to go classic game. I've been saying vintage gaming for over a year now, and never made a big deal out of it. But the OSR is eternal. You can't kill an idea. You can't kill an ideology. You can't kill a nostalgic feeling or a nostalgic way of running a game. You can't do it. It's not going to die. It's not going to go anywhere. It may mutate and have more factions. You'll have more eras, like your classic car market, right? Your classic car market's going to have cars from different periods. That's all it is. As time expands, then you're going to have, it's got to be 15 years old to be a classic car. Now you have cars from 20 to 15 years ago as an area. Ages, right? So the era of the style you are emulating is going to be the era of the OSR that you are in. You just want to use a generic term because you don't like some of the people you're playing with. You don't like some of those people who have the tag OSR. Just be fucking honest. It's okay. We don't care. Most of us are Gen Xers. The catchphrase for our entire generation was whatever. Whatever. You do you, retard. So, but when I see something like that, I take it, I look past it a little bit and go, this is very subversive. This is saying that everything originates with Sigil and not all the multiples, all the multi-planar worlds are unique. They had to have a reason why common was spoken over. They couldn't have parallel development. They could not have parallel evolution. There's a lot of people, that concept terrifies. We don't have common point evolutionary origin. We have parallel evolution. People adapt and evolve based off on their regions simultaneously. That's why they have different strengths and weaknesses, right? It's my opinion. It's a theory, just like your theory of evolution. So, yeah, that's the problem I have with that one little toss thing, which changes so much lore. It underwrites. Now, I've also viewed that since we have deities in a fantasy game, that the language is common would have been something that might have originated these deities who exist in one plane while simultaneously having presence on multi other planes. But yet, it's a linguist thing, and it's not really worth arguing about because it's a silly. I just know the fact that they're trying to make everything the center from Sigil out, and I hated the fucking planescape setting, and I hate wizards of the coast. The coastal wizards are a bunch of fucking cocksuckers. I can't stand them. And 2E back is all I'm interested in. And I really find my sweet spot in BX/1E. Like I said, I'm running Dragon Slayer. It's the perfect fit. So far, started a game on Monday. But I saw that, it irritated the shit out of me like regular pet peeves. It's the same revulsion I see when I see someone throw trash on the ground. I'm like, ugh, you lizard people. It's never going to stop. Someone hand me that book, I'd probably go through it with a highlighter and a red pen, correct some of the grammar issues, because I've seen that happen too. When you release something and on the same day you got errata, that's just pathetic. Anyway, thought I'd throw out there this morning, share my coffee interruption. Like, what? Saw that on Twitter. It was like, are you shitting me? Should be surprised. Later.